Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic, projectile. It comes under the chapter 4, and the chapter 4 is your motion in a plane. Now, before going to discuss the topic in details, let me try to define what is projectile. So, as per the statement, what we have written here, an object thrown into space with some initial velocity, which then moves under the effect of gravity alone, is projectile. So any object you can consider projectile, but the condition is that you have to impart certain initial velocity to the object and it moves under the effect of gravity alone. So two parameters, initial velocity and the effect of gravity. The motion should be only under the effect of gravity alone. Then it is a projectile. So let me try to explain it in details with the diagram. So here we have considered two axes. One is your x-axis, another one is your y-axis, and we have thrown an object with initial velocity u vector at an angle theta with the x-axis. So what will happen? The object will describe a curved path attaining maximum height. It falls down again to the ground, describing a horizontal range capital R and the maximum height capital H. Now P is the position of the object at an instant t with the coordinate x, y. It means if you have to locate P, you have to move x along x-axis and y along y-axis to reach at P. And Pxy is the position of the projectile at an instant t. Now number 2 equation, we are going to use the distance equal to speed into time. So if x is the distance along x-axis, then speed is your along x-axis is your u cos theta, because we have thrown the object with the initial velocity u vector. So it has these two components. One is your u cos theta and another one is u sin theta. U cos theta is along x-axis and u sin theta along y-axis. So from here we can get t equal to x by u cos theta, and t is the time at which the projectile reaches at the point P, describing the coordinate x, y. Now number 3 equation, we are going to use the equation of motion, that is your s is equal to ut plus half at square. Now as the object is moving up and reaches at P, so vertical distance is your y, and as it is moving against the gravity in upward direction, and the gravity is always in downward direction, that's why we have to use minus half gt square. So initial velocity is your u sin theta along y-axis, and the time is your small t, and minus half gt square. Now in equation 3, what we have done, we have substituted the value of small t, that is u sin theta. In place of t, we are substituting x by u cos theta, half g in place of t, x by u cos theta whole square. So ultimately we are getting x, u goes up, that is your x tan theta, minus half g by u square, 1 by cos square theta is your sec square theta into x square. So this is the equation of the path described by the projectile. So sometime in exam it is asked to define the equation of the path. So you have to define like this. In exam, you are supposed to minimize the statement, but give more emphasis on the expression, because marks are less. So if you waste time in writing the statement, then no marks will get awarded. Rather, you have to concentrate on the expression. That's why in the description, in the topic here, we have concentrated on the expression rather than on the statement. Now here in equation 2 and 3, small t is the time at which the projectile reaches at P. Now in equation 4, here same symbol we are using, small t, but the meaning is different. So here we have written if t be the time to attain maximum height. If t be the time to attain maximum height, then we are going to use the equation v equal to u plus at. As in maximum height velocity is 0, that's why 0 equal to, and as it is in vertical motion, so u sin theta, in place of u we have to write u sin theta, and as it is against the gravity, that is your minus gt, and t equal to u sin theta by g, and t is the time to reach at maximum height, and sometimes it is known as time of ascent. But as the path is symmetrical, so time of ascent is equal to time of descent. It means how much time it takes from origin to maximum height, same time it takes from maximum height to ground. So that's why the path is symmetrical, that's why same time it requires. So that's why we have written number 5, but time of ascent equal to time of descent equal to t, small t, because we have used here if t be the time to attain maximum height. Okay, so you can use the same symbol, but you have to specify what the symbol justify. So time of flight, it means time during which the projectile is in air, that is your time of flight, that is your 2t. Time of ascent plus time of descent, so it is 2t, so 2, and time of ascent is your u sin theta by g, so it's your 2u sin theta by g. Now to attain maximum height again, we have to use v square equal to u square plus 2as. So here v maximum height, velocity is 0 at maximum height, final velocity. So initial is your u sin theta, that's why u sin theta whole square minus 2gh, because it is against the gravity. So 2gh equal to u square sin square theta, so h equal to u square sin square theta by 2g. Now horizontal range, already we have said the horizontal distance traveled during the journey is nothing but the horizontal range. So again we are going to use that equation, s is equal to ut, or distance equal to speed into time. Okay, distance equal to speed into time. So r is the horizontal range, and it is the horizontal distance traveled during time of flight. So the time of flight is your capital T, and horizontal component of velocity is your u cos theta. So u cos theta capital T, and capital T already we have defined 2u sin theta by g. So if you simplify, it comes out to be your u square by g 2 sin theta cos theta, but sin 2 sin theta cos theta equal to sin 2 theta, so u square by e square 2 sin theta by g, that is your horizontal range. These expressions are very important, and once you understand, you can derive the expression very easily, because in numerical you will get in exam, and also sometime expression is also asked to define. Now using this expression, let me try to find out this solution. Number one exercise is your find the angle of projection at which horizontal range and maximum height are equal. So horizontal range is your this one, u square sin 2 theta by g, and maximum height is your u square sin square theta by 2g. So u square by g, you can cancel it out. So you do have 2 sin 2 theta equal to sin square theta. So 2 sin 2 theta, it means your sin 2 theta is your 2 sin theta cos theta. So 4 sin theta cos theta minus sin square theta equal to 0. So sin theta, if we take common, then 4 cos theta minus sin theta. But sin theta not equal to 0. If sin theta equal to 0, then theta equal to 0, which is not possible. So what happened, as right hand side is 0, so 4 cos theta minus sin theta should be 0. So 4 cos theta minus sin theta equal to 0 means 4 cos theta equal to sin theta. So 4 sin theta by cos theta, so tan theta equal to 4. So theta equal to tan inverse of 4. So if you find the trigonometric table, tan inverse of 4 is coming out 75 degree 58 minute. So the angle at which the object should projected is your theta equal to tan inverse of 4. Under this condition, horizontal range and maximum heights are equal. Now the next sum which we are trying to define, find angle of projection which exceeds or falls short of 45 degree by an equal amount. The ranges are equal. Let me repeat. For angle of projection which exceeds or falls short of 45 degree by an equal amount, the ranges are equal. So by an equal amount means it may suppose a particular angle is there, let you consider that is your beta. So it may be 45 degree plus beta or 45 degree minus beta. For angle of projection which exceeds or falls short of 45 degree by an equal amount. So from 45 degree, it more or less by an equal amount, the ranges are equal. So let me try to use this expression, r equal to u square sin 2 theta by g. So u square sin 2, in place of theta we have to consider 45 degree plus beta. So u square sin 90 degree plus 2 beta. So sin of 90 degree plus 2 beta, I think you have done in trigonometry. It comes out to be your cos 2 beta. So u square cos 2 beta by g. So again, now it is less than 45 degree, but it is equal amount as it exceeds by 45 degree, exceeds from 45 degree. So RT equal to u square sin 2 45 degree minus beta. So if you simplify u square sine 90 degree minus 2 beta, so again you are is coming u square cos 2 beta by g. So you have seen that r1 equal to r2. So this proves the statement. Again I am repeating as per the question, exceeds or falls short of 45 degree by an equal amount. So 45 degree plus beta, 45 degree minus beta. So please go through this part and try to find out your doubts. Thank you.